Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 1st of December. Thursday, the 1st of December. I'll get my days and my dates the right way around in a moment. So here we go. Sorry for the YouTubers that didn't catch me yesterday. I had the sound just my system, new bit of software or an updated bit of software, and it just didn't pick up my mic. Anyway, it is working now, I can see. So good morning. Right, let's move on and have a look at these markets. First things first, and just looking at the potential news that could impact us today. Just coming firstly over to the calendar here. So if we look at today alone, remember we've got non-farms tomorrow. Let's just look at today on its own. Isolate today so we can see the wood for the trees. Already had the Swiss inflation data out, came out at a measly 0. Aside of that, then core personal consumption expenditure there, price index due out at 1:30, and then 3 o'clock ISM manufacturing data. It really is. There's a lot of other manufacturing datas and things coming out this morning, but they're the full figures. We've already seen the flash estimates, so these are the finals. When I say full, I don't expect a huge amount of variation. They're pretty known for coming out pretty much in line. So key things that might make some create volatility today, then, except that Bank of England releasing a decision maker data. I'm not sure if that's going to do too much. Aside of that, well, it really is what we've got. There's plenty of speakers I noticed this afternoon. There we go, from 2 o'clock. Now with this we could see some volatility. We saw it yesterday with speakers, and then again, look, we've got a lot of mainly Feds in the first session in the afternoon, and then mainly ECB, and a bit of a mixture there in the afternoon there. So don't be too shocked at some pulling and pushing on the markets. So talking of pulling and pushing on the markets, yesterday was a classic example of pushing and pulling. We saw some real whip in the market yesterday. I was fighting to look for a trade for most of the day, and it really it looked at one stage, well, yep, this is going to go, this is going to push up, and it pushed up there late after, or mid-afternoon really, early afternoon, it's 2 o'clock, but then only just to roll all the way back as speakers come into play, and then we saw a few hours later, rallying and pushing through. So where are we sitting at the moment? Well, we're sitting into the new monthly pivot there. So we're sitting into a new monthly R1 already. Now it's rolling back south. That actually looks like it's. Let's just check that is the monthly. It's not. I beg your pardon. That's the daily. Beg your pardon. Pivot, not the monthly pivot at all. Daily R1. We got the daily pivot below here. I was just looking. Yeah, the new monthly pivot is a bit further down here. We'll see how things go on these. We'll use those as tools later. For now, though, bearish engulfing buy here. Key reversal buy if it closes anything like where it is at the moment. Okay, not got a lot more on that. It's looking decidedly bearish and bullish at the same time. It's just completely difficult to see where these are really going. We've got the pound, similar case here yesterday, selling, buying. Difficult. It was a lot more choppy for most of the time. Then it got the selling, then we got the buying coming back in, or the US dollar selling. Now we're seeing another key reversal bar here, so similar bars, similar price action, similarly difficult to trade when they're like this. The yen's a bit simpler in terms of it was holding quite well, and then it ran eventually. Saying that, it still did a pop and drop. It popped on through, caught the pivot, rolled back down, and looks, well, looks like it's got more bearishness available to it, but it just need a retrace to get into that now. It's put into a bit of a doji in here. It could be a bit of a reversal coming in here as well for now. Okay, just look at the short time there. So yeah, we've seen a bit of reversal on the hourlies here, but as I say, really, it's just a day that I couldn't see a trade. Maybe it's a good reason, and now I'm sure some people would have made a few quid out of it, but when I was looking, it was not there. Likewise with yesterday, with the Aussie actually waited until 6 o'clock and went. It didn't go either way really. It just consolidated there. It's slightly weaker, consolidated and eventually went in there. Again, bearish engulfing at the moment, looking soft. We could see retracements back towards the daily pivots on these. It's quite a sell-off all of a sudden, but I just need to give this market a bit of time this morning. US dollar CAD, well, let's come back out again. We certainly saw some strength in that yesterday. In the end, it's sort of I sort of looked at the original trend lines here and thought, well, actually, it's looked like it's got some potential, and it certainly did eventually go. Very whippy though. Midday, it looks all right on the 4 hourlies in a sense, but we had this complete reversal situation going on, looking like it had some more legs, only for it to start rolling over eventually. Again, key reversal bar sitting in here at the moment, so we're seeing the same thing all over. I'm going to just sit and be patient this morning and see how it shows its hand really. Again, we've got pivots here. We've got the new monthly and the daily pivot sitting above here, so daily pivot up there. So might be a draw for the Canadian dollar, and this area might be an opportunity to sell if we get a reversal into this area. If it gets to the underside of the pivots, could be good. Okay, moving markets. As ever, I'll stick this in order that I normally talk it through. So gold, well, it's doing exactly the same thing on the short term, and it had been doing pretty much the same on the others on the higher time frames. So there it is. It's double topped almost where it is, and then at the moment just coming off mainly this current hour. Just seeing complete reversals here. Dollar strength coming through. Oil pretty much bounced yesterday. Let's just have a look at this then. So yeah, we've seen these sort of gaps up here on this cash market. It's very bitty. It looks to me like it's on a bit of a turn, but overall I'm not so certain here. Gaps appearing. I'm just looking here, really retracements. It could well be on a turn. It looks like it's broken a trend. It's put a higher low in there. Certainly signs of a turn there for sure. Right, okay, I'll get a different oil price here. I don't like that one. Let's have a look here. Indices themselves. Let's start off. Just look at these. He says, just switch bars here. So looking at the indices themselves when he gets there, big gap up. There seems to be some softening in what's happening with the Chinese lockdowns and things, and so we've seen a bit of happiness, but it's gapped up and then started selling backwards again on this CSI at the moment. The Nikkei. Same sort of thing here, gap up and coming off, but they're overall both bullish markets. Nifty 50 very bullish there, in terms of what it's doing. Higher lows kicking through there, and the S&Ps yesterday took a decent charge up there, breaking through the prior highs and the prior resistance there. Certainly looking more positive again. Retracements here could be opportunities to buy. It's a bit more of a dovish note coming through there from the Feds basically, and that's the reaction we're seeing with the currencies, and the equity markets love that. They don't want any more interest rate increases. They want to know there's an end and it's in sight effectively. Nasdaq, even the Nasdaq, pushing up positively yesterday. Solid bar, biggest up bar for quite a few week or two now. So one of the bigger ones. Looking close to home. And looking at the DAX here, no surprises really when you look at what's happening here. It's been drifting along effectively, and it's done much the same. Yep, we had a little pop up there, but it's done much the same and pulling back at the moment. There may be opportunities off its pivot. It'll be worth looking at that. Aside of that, it was as messy as anything when I was looking at it yesterday, and then 6 o'clock at night the futures off they went. But I was looking, I thought, well, I'll go and have a look at the DAX. Surely there might be something there in the afternoon, and if you can make head or tail of that, good on you. So there we go. Quick flick. The cryptos picked up a bit yesterday as well, but again, seems to be wanting to give it back at the moment. So Bitcoin, as I say, continuing and took advantage of the softer US dollar. We know it's not a safe one against the dollar here, but it's certainly, I'm just coming down the time frames on this, looking like it wants to come back to its daily pivot at this stage. So it's starting to put higher lows in on the shorter time frames here. Maybe we've got a bit more to come in there. Let's just switch on this one as well. Litecoin had been leading the way. I'm just looking at this, but yeah, not a great deal of action there. Morning in, pushing up, but as I say, a bit more positive. Litecoin certainly one of the more positive ones. Chainlink trying to pull its way out a little bit further there already around its weekly pivot, but it too is selling at the moment. So a bit of a mixed old bag. I don't really trust them too much. At some stage they might pick back up again. We need a weaker dollar for that. Okay, that's it for me today. I wish you a great day's trading. I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now.